Hey, it's Dan. Welcome back. You're watching iAllegedly. And I'm still in Las Vegas, but this time I had the sense to walk outside in this frigid weather with a nice big jacket on. So we're here for a trade show, and we are here to have investor meetings. It's just a lot of stuff, and it's been great. But I want to cover a few things with you. And the theme is that they're never going to let you get away with this. Never going to let you out of this. They're going to chase you forever. That's the theme on this one. So before I get into it, please take a second. Please like the video. Please hit the subscribe button. Today we have a sponsor, Patriot Gold Group, and I will talk about them a little bit later. But guys, I'm outside the Mirage, and I'm outside of Harrah's Hotel also. And you've got the McDonald's that lights up at night, and Casino Royale right here, just walking on the strip. And but it's great, having a good time in Vegas. It's all going well. Last week we talked about something that was a wealth tax, and there were 7 states that proposed this wealth tax that would tax rich people. This is getting crazier, because what's proposed today from California, from my state, is this. We're not only going to tax you on your assets, but we're going to tax you if you leave the state. Think about what I'm saying. If you hate the state that you are in, and you leave, and you take your money with you to go someplace else, California wants to tax billionaires, starting with that, and they're going to tax you on your assets, 1.5% of the value if it was created here in California, in perpetuity. Now, that's insanity, guys. To sit there and to say that you're going to get taxed forever. Now, people write me and go, oh, Dan, that's just for billionaires. It's the richest 1/10 of 1% of the people out there. That's great, okay? The Congressman Lee here in California came up with this, and he wants to do it to where there would be a sliding scale. And the sliding scale can go as low as $50 million in assets. Now, I know people are out there saying, oh, that's crazy. You know, Dan, we're never going to get to that level. The point is that could you imagine taxing people on something that is, you haven't sold. You buy art, you buy silver, you buy gold, you buy anything, and you're going to pay taxes on that forever if you go move to Texas because you don't like the tax base here in California. Nobody living would like the tax base here in California. So, I mean, it's insanity, guys. It's absolutely nuts. But the one thing I look at, and the one thing I talk to a lot of people about is, hey, what do you invest in? Think about this. My wife and I saved up money. We bought an old classic car. Imagine them taxing you on that classic car forever because you have this asset. If you buy a painting, okay? You know what's funny? You know the gold and silver pawn shop from Pawn Stars that's here? They have Picassos there. They've got some crazy, crazy stuff there that you could purchase. Imagine you buy something like that, and not for millions of dollars, but for thousands of dollars, because he did drawings and he did other things that are a lot less expensive, but you get taxed on that. So it's absolutely nuts, guys. It's crazy, and this is going to extend to other states. And this goes to the second part of this, which is that the Democrats right now are coming up and they want to have a national rent control moratorium and have a blanketed rent control for the United States. I don't know how you could do this. And again, I don't know why you would ever want to be a landlord if they did this, because it would take away the desire to own real estate. Taxing you on a vacant property. What a great idea. Here in the States, what Toronto's doing, we talked about in the last video, they think this is a great idea that we should tax people like this. So, the Mirage is getting worked on. It's going to be Planet Hollywood. Treasure Island's across the street there, guys. You know, I'll walk down there later in another video, but this, where I'm at, is where all those, the quick shops are, and the greatest restaurant on the planet Earth, White Castle, okay? How many White Castles can you eat? It just seems dirty. No matter where you're at, there's a White Castle. It just seems dirty wherever you're at. So, think about this, guys. You can sit there and say, this is crazy. You don't want to get taxed to death. Inflation is a tax. Inflation is out of control, and it is ridiculous that people don't realize that we're being taxed on inflationary, because of inflation, because of fuel costs, and everything else that's happening with us right now. This is where all those cheesy little shops are, and the small casino. Places like this are fun to go into, guys, because you can get the Players Club, and you can get yourself, free meals, free money. Bet $60, we'll give you 20 back, things like that. You can always have stuff like that. But they've got the Pizza Hut, they've got the Subway, and all that stuff that you can do. So you don't want to get taxed to death. The idea is to have a smooth retirement, a smooth life at some point. And not everybody can get there. And, had dinner with a bunch of people last night. We were talking about how certain people like to work, older people. Hey, I'm just going to work forever. I like it. I like doing it. And I don't need the money. I just like to be around people and do this. That's great. But people that retire and people have extra properties and things like that, imagine just taxing them to oblivion to where it never ends. Okay? So the next thing is the rent moratorium. That's insanity. And having the ability for the national, you cannot raise rents beyond a certain percentage. All these numbers that the proposal is throwing out there, when you read this, and it's below, is insanity. I had no idea how they were talking about this for a very long period of time. We've been talking about this since 2018 about having a rental cap and not being able to raise rents beyond a certain amount. That's nuts, guys. It's absolutely insane, because there's a myriad of reasons why rent could go up, but they're trying to say this, which I don't believe this one. If rents go up $100 a month, it increases homelessness in that area by 9%. Who believes that? That I don't believe that to save my life. I don't believe that. So the next thing is Peter Schiff. Okay, Peter Schiff has an article below that is brilliant, and what's great about it, Ferrari up and down the street. Peter Schiff said, "I want you to think about this when it comes to inflationary spikes. Inflation is not transitory. The fact that it slowed down, that's transitory." And I had to read it and sit there and understand it completely, but it's a great argument. And the argument is this: if we're seeing that inflation kind of slowed down a little bit, that's what's transitory. He thinks that you're going to see full steam ahead when it comes to inflation in the coming months. So we had this lull, that's transitory, which means it's just passing through. That's what the definition means, and I left you guys the definition below. So just passing through right now, but what if the slowdown on inflation is just passing through? Then we have a serious problem, because inflation's going to continue, and everybody's got issues with that. So isn't it weird it rained out here a bunch? And Vegas is dirty, guys. Vegas is got its pluses and definitely its minuses. Give you an idea where I'm at here. There's the Forum Shops right there. That's one of the main entrances for that. Caesar's Palace. Beautiful place to walk through. Tough to film there because we hit spots with all the music. You've got the McDonald's. You got Harrah's right here. But share your thoughts on this stuff, guys. I think it's crazy. I think that as municipalities and governments get more desperate, they're going to create ways to tax us. And you can't have that. You just can't. Woke up this morning with the New York Stock Exchange had a glitch, okay? And the glitch made it so that they had to limit up and limit down on certain stocks. And this is fascinating that they stopped trading on certain stocks, because let's say a stock was at $48 last night, it opened at 40, down 20%. Hello, stop it. Immediately stop trading on the stock. Something's wrong. This isn't right. Well, is it right? Was it wrong? they've not given us a good explanation of what this was and what happened as to this. And it's just something nefarious is going on right now when it comes to the stock market, and you need to protect yourself, guys. I'm just telling you that because the news media, and we flipped around to see if anybody was covering it and had a good explanation, and the New York Stock Exchange doesn't have a good explanation. The limit up and limit down and on the New York Stock Exchange stopped trading for certain stocks at a certain point today, as if there was major price problems, major changes, major concerns with market volatility up and down. Okay? So, share your thoughts on this stuff so far. It's very cold out here. The things I do for love. Okay? And you guys. Okay? Remember that. Let's talk about our sponsor, Patriot Gold Group. You know, when it comes to your retirement, you need to not take chances. When you look at people like BlackRock that are telling us that we're going to have a recession unlike anything that we've seen in our lifetimes, I take stuff like that seriously. What you can do is combat that and get an IRA or 401k that's backed by physical metals from Patriot Gold Group. Call them today, 888-330-1431, and get their free investor guide. Now, look at what central banks are doing. They're buying gold. They're stocking up on it. People are trying to get a hedge against the stock market, and this could be it. Take a look at an IRA or 401k that's backed by physical metals from Patriot Gold Group today. It's absolutely no obligation to get the information. If you have an existing IRA or 401k, you can transfer without any tax liability, and they can help you with all that. Contact them today. Do yourself a favor, because this is getting more and more precarious, and the warnings are out there. 80% of all people heading towards retirement are concerned that they don't have enough money, and you need to do what you can do to have a hedge against inflation and a hedge against the market. That's an IRA or 401k that's backed by physical metals. Contact them today. Call 888-330-1431 today and let them know that I allegedly sent you. I love when we get contradictory news. It's fantastic. And two great news stories from the same website, Yahoo Finance, talking about how, hey, kids, we've hit a real estate bottom and it's time to get in. Okay? You first. Good luck with that. But they gave a myriad of reasons as to why this is the best time to get in, and you don't want to miss this run-up that we're going to see in properties, and that there's never been a better time to buy real estate right now. Wow, man. Wow, wow, wow. Then you see the next article that talks about the inventory. You're going to see a loss of inventory, and you're also going to see a huge amount of homes that are going to go unfinished right now. And that we have had a run-up in real estate for the simple fact that there was so much free money. They lowered interest rates to the floor and made it so that people could buy more properties for less money, and it drove the prices up. That's what I think. Now, good for you. There's people that don't care if their house goes down in price. And, oh, damn, we're going to live here forever. We don't care. It's just our neighborhood. It's good. Those people are fine. Those people have nothing to worry about. It's the other people. By the way, I'm outside the Mirage right now. It's the other people right now that have a real problem, that have, bought too much property, paid too much for it, could not rent the house out. I am always amazed when I see something sell recently, and I always look up to see what the rental would be on that neighborhood, in that house. And the one thing that Scott Walters always says is that if you put 20% down on this house, what would this house rent for with your payment? Would you be upside down? If you are, you have a problem right now, because we're going to see a downturn. So that's what I think. You guys can go buy any house you want. It's nice. They used to do the fire show and everything here, but they're going to remodel this, and it's all going to be under remodel. Now, Elon Musk. Okay? Elon Musk is on trial right now because in 2018, he issued a tweet that said, I've got the funding covered to take Tesla private at $420. Remember that? Got a bunch of heck for that. The funny thing about this, when he did this, was he really believed he had the funding for it. Well, millions of dollars in shareholder value, they say, was lost during that time, so he got sued for that. And the problem with it was he's on trial right now, but he says the Saudi Arabian Royal Bank was going to give him the financing. And these are the people that some of these people stepped forward with the Twitter purchase. So he's on trial right now, and he said, I believe I had this. Do you believe he had it? Do you guys think it's all smoke and mirrors? It's just Elon shenanigans? Or did he legitimately have the financing for that? Now, here's where it gets funny, in that, you know how you've heard the story lately about how Elon Musk is not paying his rent at the San Francisco office, right? No, he's not paying rent anywhere. When he took over the company, he stopped paying rent around the world. And in the UK, they're suing him now for back rent. Isn't that great? It's awesome. Do you know who owns that company? La, 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 la. Prince Charles owns that company. So, you had Elon, hey, listen, I'll pay my rent if I get to wear the crown, just for a day. Elon, it's Charles, please pay your rent. Wouldn't you love to hear that phone call? You know he's not doing that. He's got people for that. But, oh man, that would be a good one. What's the king doing? Hey, what does the king eat for breakfast? Answer some questions and maybe I'll pay my rent. But, so this is, now it's clearly a negotiation ploy with Elon Musk not to pay his rent. It's just not, hey, I think you guys, I'm a deadbeat and I don't want to pay. So, share your thoughts on that. I could not imagine dealing with Prince Charles in any way, shape, or form. And you know he's not. You know, I mean, come on, I'm getting some mileage out of this one. But wouldn't you love, I mean, that would be the greatest call. Hey, Chuck, not going to pay my rent. Share your thoughts on all this stuff, guys. Is it a good time to buy a house? I'm in Vegas. I am in hell right now. There are so many properties. I was here in October and met with Denise Sasana from Berkshire Hathaway, and it's just gone up, guys. It's just, there's more properties now than ever for sale in the Vegas area. Isn't this pretty? For those guys that haven't been here, this is really nice in springtime. It really is. It's nice to walk around the street. Got a nice big sidewalk. They've got all these overpasses here that you don't have to cross major streets and get ran over. But it's got its pluses, it's got its minuses. But you know, it's just cold. Okay. So let me know what you guys think about this stuff so far. There's so much workplace news right now that people are sick and tired of working for jerks. And you're seeing more and more people that don't want to go back to work, and they want to know when they get hired, who's on the management team? Who are these people I'm going to be working with? Imagine reversing that with the interview. Well, we'll see if you're good, Dan. No. Who am I going to work with? Let me meet these people to see if I want to be here. More and more people are quitting their jobs because they're tired of managers that are jerks. And the majority of the managers that are jerks are getting pressure from the higher ups right now. So you're going to see business get tougher for a lot of people. That's the way it is. Hedge fund manager steps forward and says, Google needs to fire another 12,000 people in addition to the layoffs they already have. Crazy that this guy thinks that this is the way it should be. But imagine, hey, you got rid of 10,000, you need to get rid of 10,000 more. Wow. I mean, how many people do they work there? It's just like, have Larry and Sergey back there as the only employees again? Come on, it gets kind of ridiculous. Certain investors right now are using AI to invest. Now, I've loved the stories for years about the mouse that picks the stocks and they bet it against the hedge fund and see how they do. Those are always interesting and fascinating when they do stuff like that. But, is that better? The other thing is ChatGPT, which is an AI program that they say is going to be competitive with Google, and people have used ChatGPT for investment advice, and they're saying it's beating some of the analysts out there right now, which again is fascinating because ChatGPT came out November 30th, so it's been 2 months, guys. It hasn't been, a real long extended period of time. The other thing to think about is the people that are making in excess of $100,000 a year. They say that the majority of the people interviewed say that they are one paycheck away from losing everything. That's horrific, guys. I'm telling you guys, you want to sleep better, you want to have a better life, get rid of your bills, guys. Oh, it's easy for you to say. No, it took a plan, guys. It took me to sit down and budget and save and scrimp and not go out to dinner and buy cheaper food. Yeah, I had to do that. And guess what? There's no bills behind that now, and it's a great way to live. So, share your thoughts on this stuff, guys. Let me know what you think. And walk down to the good. It's a nice little walk through here. It's just crisp, man. It is cold and it is icy, and my California bones can't take this. So, let me know what you think so far, guys. I'm going to finish this video with these last few stories. The first one is Jeff Bezos. It looks like he wants to sell the Washington Post and buy the Washington Commanders football team. You know, the Redskins, the Washington Redskins? Yeah, he's going to buy that. That's what it looks like. Okay, good luck to him. He seems like a perfect football team owner. Next one is the lottery. There was a $2 billion lottery ticket that was purchased in California, and nobody's claimed it yet. And they have a year to claim it, or it goes into the general fund, which is California slush fund, guys, which will be squandered on nothing important. Next thing is a woman, Iris Argueta. She just pled guilty. She went and took her cousin's lottery winnings and then stiffed him for $1 million. She had $1 million scratch-off ticket. The cousin goes to her and says, I want to remain anonymous. So you don't know what the deal was with that. He wants to remain anonymous, and he gets his cousin, and she says, okay, I'll do it. He was going to give her $50,000, and she stiffed him. Okay? Kept the money herself and lived a lavish lifestyle and didn't give the cousin a dime. Nothing. What a great cousin. So she just pled guilty and could get 4 years in jail in New York for that. So again, how she thought she was going to get away with this when the cousin knew her and the cousin had to eventually step forward. So, final story, it's funny. There's no music here right now. There's nobody playing because it's so cold. But at night, all the time, there are street performers out here in Vegas, playing the violin, playing the guitar, singing, doing different dances, a little bit of everything. There was a guy in New York that Giovanni Radu, who got charged with a crime for acting like he could play the violin. He would have recorded music, and then he would act like he was playing the violin, but he was really trying to cost people when he was trying to collect the money. So from now on, when I see the street performers, I'm going to say, stop, let me make sure you're playing before I give you a dime. So this guy getting charged with a crime for that. Isn't that funny? So please share your thoughts on all this stuff. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel. Don't forget to hit the like button. Please do not forget also that we have an email coming out this week, and you want to be on the list, use the link below, guys. Send me stories at hello@iAllegedly, and onward and upward, guys. I will see you guys very, very soon.